Hello and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Talking Football, where we cover all the events from the French and Spanish leagues. And there's so much to talk about. With me here in the studio, our football analyst Amit Leventhal and I24 News Michael Friedman, who follows the reactions in the press. And on our show today, we will congratulate the new champions. Barcelona do it in Spain, Paris SaintGermain clinched the championship in France. And we ask what the coming summer will look like for Real Madrid following a titleless season. All this and much more coming up right now. If you are a Barcelona fan, these are very good times for you. Just 4 days after booking their spot in the Champions League final, the Blaugrana clinched the Spanish championship, their fifth in 7 years. And with the Spanish Cup final also approaching, Luis Enrique may be on course to achieve the treble in his first season as head manager of the club, same as Pep Guardiola. Liz Barenboim and Benjamin Chongavares sum up Barcelona's championship win at the Vicente Calderón and look ahead to what could be some very exciting times.
Barcelona has claimed its 23rd league title in Spain after beating Atletico Madrid away, thanks to a goal by the phenomenal Messi. The Catalan club surpassed its rival Real Madrid. Although the Merengues won away against Espanyol 4-1 after a hat-trick by Cristiano Ronaldo, it was not enough.
Winning the title is a result of a lot of efforts over 38 games, so I think it's unfair to just choose one moment. A lot was the way the players played today. Knowing a win would give us a chance of becoming champions, and the team deserved the win. We showed the weapons we've been showing all season. We have to congratulate the players. From the very start of the season, the club and the fans have been right behind us, and it's great a moment like this because we have the opportunity to make a lot of Barca fans happy.
All that was needed was a brilliant move from Messi, assisted by Pedro, to score. Atletico could not resist Barcelona, which managed 76% of the possession. Atletico manager Diego Simeone also recognizes the qualities of his opponent.
Barcelona are worthy champions, especially from December onwards, so congratulations, they completely deserved it. I think it's good for them to be champions after losing it last season. My assessment is they reacted brilliantly from December onwards. They've got great players who can make the winning move at any time, and they've got 2 more opportunities coming up to try and win the treble.
It remains to be seen whether Barcelona will win the Copa del Rey on May 30th against Athletic Bilbao and the Champions League final on June 6th against Juventus for what would be an impressive treble, something the fans firmly believe.
This is only the beginning. We're not going to stop now. Then it will be the Copa del Rey and the Champions League. We will triumph in Berlin.
If Barcelona does claim the treble, it would be a fine end to a special season for Luis Enrique's squad.
Amit, we spoke a lot about Messi. We will probably speak about him coming up to the Champions League final. I want to speak about Luis Enrique because he came into this club. He's a new manager at Barcelona. A lot of stars, a lot of egos. Not only did he get them to play at their best, but timing is everything. He does it at the best time of the season when titles are won.
Exactly, and then they produce in the big games. And I think Luis Enrique, unlike Pep Guardiola, 6 years, ago, Luis Enrique, he doesn't get all the compliments, and we don't treat him as a superstar, But I think he managed to do many, many great things this season. Small things, listening to the veterans, what they advise him to how to rest players. He did rotation in the beginning of the season that pay off now in the final stages. He did some good things, even with Messi. Xavi came and told him, go step back. So, he listened, and that's a very important, character in a coach, is to know to listen to his players. And, he managed to do some great things. For example, the defense is much better. Free kicks, set pieces, Barcelona is great in attack and in defense. And, of course, he changed also the style. It's not, the emphasis is not in the midfield, in the tiki-taka passing, but more in the front three,
because it's
facilitating the front three.
It's a different game if we compare it to Guardiola's days. But it's just as successful. It
is successful, and it is delightful to watch as well, because these 3 monsters in attack, the 115 goals between Neymar, Messi, and Suarez, they are crushing other teams, and all the team, works for them. Rakitic, the new signings, they facilitate. And by the way, Enrique, he had some rough times, with all the things surrounding the team. Zubizarreta, the going out, and of course new elections in the horizon, and big mess at the club. And he managed, to steady the ship, and hats off to him.
Michael, I'm sure if you're a fan, reading today's headlines, papers, websites was a delight.
Any Barca fan around the world, especially in Barcelona, truly happy. Great headlines for them. The Guardian headlines read, Barcelona clinched title with Lionel Messi, magic against Atletico Madrid. Despite football being a team sport, of course, all the headlines were geared towards Messi. There's no surprise. And what a better fitting way than to finish in the last match for them to get the clinch. So the whole team was delighted. PK said La Liga title, just a reward for Barcelona. And, the next challenge will be the Copa del Rey and the Champions League final. So the players know that there's still more ahead. They're hungry for more. And, the big surrounding is about the treble. Can they reach it? It'll be beautiful for them and very exciting. And, the bad press, as we discussed, about Enrique in the past, it's all going away. He's doing a phenomenal job, and this Barcelona team and the fans are extremely happy.
Yeah, we could be heading to a dream season.
Messi is the player, undoubtedly the player of the season, and he's a big story. But it's much more than Messi.
Absolutely.
Everybody say it's the title of Messi, but they had the thing with Messi is last year, he didn't perform in the big matches, and we all thought, okay, he's not at his peak anymore, he won't get there, and we see this season he's back to his very best, and he plays a little bit more back, behind Suarez, and Messi. Suarez added a lot, to the attack.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, Messi, did a great season, of course, 54 goals, 27 assists, the numbers are there, and, his game is it's like Michael Jordan when he aged, he adds new elements to his game, and it's lovely to watch because he's the great passer, the great finisher, the great dribbler, whatever you want, but, it's all around him, it's also much
great
better.
Team.
The defense, the Luis Suarez addition is great. It's a real great team, and I hope I don't support Barca, but I hope they win the treble because they're a delight to watch.
We'll see how far they go. Now to Real Madrid, who beat Espanyol 4-1 in Barcelona. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick. Amit, this game looks like the entire season of Real Madrid. One great superstar, no doubt about it, but sort of self-centered. He's great, and the team wins nothing.
Yes, Ronaldo's fans will say the team does not support him enough because he puts on the numbers, and the other players, Bale and Benzema, did not perform to the best this season. But Ronaldo, one title in 6 years, one championship in 6 years. Yeah, it's not enough.
It's a failure in Real Madrid standards.
It's a complete failure. The fact that Barca has won 7 in the last 10 years, 7 titles in the last 10 years. For Real, it's a big coup, for the ego, the biggest club, the richest club. They need to improve. They need to think what to do, if to keep Ancelotti or to fire him, which probably would happen.
Because Ancelotti brought them to the best in December. That's not when you win titles. Timing is everything here.
Yes, and Ancelotti did not rotate enough. Most of his players didn't have enough rest. He also suffered from injuries. Unlike Luis Enrique in Barca, he didn't have any major injuries. Ancelotti suffered from big injuries to key players. And I think Ancelotti has another problem. The players always like him because he's a very nice guy and he supports them and he knows football. He was a footballer himself in the great Milan team. But the problem with Ancelotti, I don't think he knows to go on his players when he need to shout. He need to show his ruthless
he's always
side.
Being too soft.
Yeah, he doesn't have this Mourinho side.
Mourinho knows that. Yeah. And Michael, the press seems to be puzzled. Do we praise Ronaldo for the great season? 8 goals in the past 2 weeks. If we look at Champions League and League. On the other hand, these 8 goals lead the team nowhere.
Yes, the Daily Mail headlines read, Cristiano Ronaldo nets perfect hat-trick to become Real Madrid's second all-time leading scorer, but it's not enough to stop Barcelona being crowned La Liga winners. So all the goals, all the hat-tricks thus far is overshadowed because, the lack of trophies are there. And it appears Messi has had the final laugh. He's didn't win the Ballon d'Or, but this puts him ahead. And, after missing out on La Liga and the Champions League, serious alterations are being said that they're going to have to do something. They haven't decided what's going to be with Carlo Ancelotti and other players.
Gareth Bale, for example, is a big question.
Big superstars.
Things will change during the summer, we can bet. And here are all of the weekend's results from La Liga. Valencia missed the chance of closing in on Atletico Madrid, as they only managed a 1-0 draw at home against Celta Vigo. Sevilla, on the other hand, did not miss on the chance to put the pressure on Valencia, beating Almeria 2-1. Villarreal win their final home match, leaving Malaga behind 2-1. One more match to be played. Real Madrid can no longer close a 4-point gap from Barcelona. The champions are first with 93 points. The Merengues are second with 89. Despite losing to Barcelona, Atletico Madrid is very close to securing the third place. The Colchoneros have 77 points, and a draw next weekend will be enough to clinch a spot that leads to the Champions League group stage. Everything is still open in the fight for the final Champions League ticket, which leads to the playoffs. Only 1 point separates Valencia in fourth from Seville in fifth. The team from Andalusia can also qualify to the prestigious tournament if they win the Europa League final next week. Not only in Spain was the championship decided, it was also the case north of the border in France, where Paris SaintGermain clinched their third successive title. They may have not played outstanding football through most of the season, but when it mattered the most, there were no rivals in France for PSG. The Parisians won their last 8 league matches. They needed just a point from their match in Montpellier, but they took all 3. Matuidi and Lavezzi were on target for the champions. Anthony Mounier got the consolation goal for the home team, and as soon as the match ended, celebrations began at the famous Champs-Élysées in the French capital. Michael Friedman with a story.
It was all celebrations in the French capital, and the partying went through the night as Paris Saint-Germain claimed their third successive Ligue 1 title and their 5th ever championship. There were flares and chanting on the streets of Paris, and the president of the club was especially happy with the success.
I'm very proud of my coach, my players also. It was very hard for us this year, it's true. 8 months, very hard. Everybody wondered if Paris Saint-Germain would win the league. We have shown that Paris Saint-Germain is a great team. We have been present for the big matches, for the great moments. We won the championship. It is the most important for us. Now, we are going to reflect on the future also.
It appears last summer's big spending paid off, and the £50 million defender, David Luiz, was especially glad to have made the move to France.
It's never easy, so we try to do our best in every match. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes not. The other side, you have another team, you work well also. But I'm very happy to be part of this club and with our philosophy to play football, to try to win every match. So I'm very happy with this.
The PSG keeper is also looking to make a legacy at the club and engrave success for the Parisians.
Yes, the objective is to write the PSG history and, above all, win another trophy this year. We'll be really satisfied when we will be in holidays.
The French champions are now on the verge towards a possible domestic treble in what would be a very successful season for the club. They now look forward in the hope of also making a name for themselves in Europe, with the aim of going far and maybe even lifting the Champions League trophy one day.
Amit, what will it take from their season? The fact that they won the French double, maybe the treble, or the fact that they have not progressed any further next season, because everything they did this season, they also did in the past?
Yeah, I think both. 3 points. I think one, they played better without Zlatan when he was injured, unlike former seasons when they were Zlatan dependent. Second, in Europe, they did manage to pass to get over Chelsea,
a big
club,
team finally.
Yeah, and Barca is from another world, so you cannot blame them for that. Yeah, either though it's the same quarterfinal as last year's. And winning is important, for this club. So winning the treble, is historic. It's not the fashion everybody wanted to, but for us, we prefer, a tight league than, to see it decided in November. So we cannot complain, although they can play better.
It's tighter than what it was in Germany and in England.
And
that's
interesting to see what's going to happen in the summer if Pogba comes, because they have a great squad. Will they add something? Will Cavani stay? Small adjustments. Exactly.
Let's now take a look at the top of the French standings with just one match to go. The gap at the top is now 8 points. PSG is first with 80. Lyon, who only managed a 1-0 draw at home with Bordeaux, will finish the season in second place. All three teams fighting for the remaining Champions League ticket won this weekend. Monaco beat Metz 2-0, Marseille won 4-0 in Lille, and Saint-Etienne came home with the points from Evian, meaning this will only be decided on the final match day. Amit, something may change next season? Lyon will challenge them, you think?
I don't see that happening. If we have a season like that we only in the 37th round we have the champions, I'll be surprised and we'll all be happy. Bielsa will not continue at Marseille. Lyon, Lacazette, the Fekir, the big talents. We should see if they stay and if they improve next season. Lyon had a great season. They didn't play in Europe. It was a big advantage.
Maybe that's as far as they can go.
Yeah.
Amit Leventhal, Michael Friedman, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And that's it for Talking Football this week. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime on our website at i24news.tv, also on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you for watching.